What's up, Fever Nation? Tough loss last night. Another close 2-possession loss. Now, for those of you who just watched my recent video, How to Beat the House, you know what my metrics are. Turnovers, layups, free throws. Those are the keys to beating the house. If you don't master those three aspects of what the players can control, you're going to be left short on the books every time. What's up, Fever Nation? Tough loss again. Well, for those of you who watched my recent video about how to beat the house, you know my metrics. Missed layups, missed free throws, and turnovers. Now, let's take a look. 6 missed layups. 6, that's right, I counted 6 missed layups. That's 12 points. Points that the players are in control of. That's a double-digit win. They hit their free throws, they hit their layups, and we not even got the turnovers yet. Double-digit win. Here are the facts. The Fever was 11 of 16 from the free throw line. That's 5 points right there that the players are in control of. There's your win. That's a 1-point win if the Fever hits their free throws. Let's move to turnovers. 10 turnovers for the game, which is my metric, that's where you want to be. You're not going to have I've never seen a perfect game where a team had no turnovers in basketball. Okay, I've just never seen it. It's going to happen with the amount of movement and things going on and ad-libbing and spontaneity. You're going to have some turnovers. 10 is my benchmark. You want to have 10 or less. When you begin to soar into the teens, you're not giving yourself the best opportunity to win a game, especially when you know what the Fever are up against. Let me take you back. Beginning of the season, the league, the WNBA, tried to come at the Fever and Fever Nation in the very first game of the season with that issue with Angel Reese. It was a flop. During the timeout, as it moved to the bench, it turned into a racial slur being said to Angel Reese, which we all now know it did not happen. But they tried it. The effort there was to try to get the All-Star game moved out of Indiana because the players don't like Indiana Fever fans. So the last thing they wanted to do was play in front of them for the All-Star game. Why is this important? You're not going to get any love from any team or any of the players on opposing teams unless they really, really know each other or play college ball together. You're not going to get any love from Kathy Engelbert. She's the co-conspirator behind all of this botched officiating. The officiating is abysmal at best. Abysmal. And not just from a Fever fan. You've seen other players complaining about officiating all season. So it's not just a Fever issue. You're not going to get any love from the officials. You're not going to get any love from other owners. We know how Sheila Johnson feels.
It has taken the WNBA almost 28 years to get to the point where we are now. And this year, something clicked with the WNBA. And it's because of the draft of the players that came in. It's just not Caitlin Clark. It's Reese. We have so much talent out there that has been unrecognized. And I don't think we can just pin it on one player. We have so much talent out there that has been unrecognized. And I don't think we can just pin it on one player.
There is no amount of love you're going to get anywhere else but in the locker room of the Fever, which now moves me to Stephanie White.
We're going to come in tomorrow, be ready to get better, push each other, and get this win against Connecticut on Sunday.
Stalling or whatever word you'd use for it that happened in the second half of this game. What led to that to you?
Yeah, I think we over-dribbled at times. Our off-ball movement wasn't there. We did a lot of standing. It's almost like we gave the ball to Kelsey and just tried to watch her work. And that's not when we're at our best. I mean, yes, certainly we want to have the ball in our hands, but we've got to continue to get movement with and without the basketball. It was getting stuck. I mean, we want to play 0.5 to 1 second basketball, and we weren't. And it's got to get moving. And you know, it hurts. I mean, think if we had 8 turnovers for 13 points in the second half as well. So we didn't take care of it. We control that, defending without fouling. We control that, taking care of the basketball, decision making at times, and some of it's playing some people out of position, and some of it's playing some people out of position, and some of it's playing some people out of position, and some of it's just not being valuing the basketball in the way that we need to value it, being a little sloppy with it.
Both Sophie and Odyssey were talking about giving themselves grace right now with everything going on. How tough is that balance between kind of giving the team grace right now with everything, but also the urgency of being in a playoff race?
Yeah, I mean, it is, because it takes a lot out of you when you lose players, especially the way that happened. It takes a lot out of you emotionally, mentally, but it's sports. And it's part of the business. It's part of what we do, and I think there's a little bit of adrenaline rush in that game one back, and then now you're figuring it out again, right? And figuring it out, from a connectedness standpoint, putting new pieces together. A couple of players playing outside of position. A couple of players playing outside of position. A couple of players playing outside of position. Everybody feeling like they got to do a little bit more. Which we do at times, but not outside of ourselves. And I think the great thing about our position is that we control our destiny. But we've got to understand the sense of urgency that it takes, and understand that and recognize that the margin is small. And we have a team that plays really hard. And often we talk about we've got to marry execution with our energy, because at times our execution's really sloppy.
Fever Nation, I don't know if it's me. If you think I'm reaching, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. I don't know if it's me, Fever Nation, but I have yet to see an interview, pre-game, post-game, shoot-around, where the coach, Stephanie White, takes accountability for the decision-making that she's making during games, for the game preparation. She never, now, if you listen carefully, she's saying a lot of we. She's saying we, but what she really means is the players. She's not roping herself into the we, because at some point she should say, I could coach better. I could put the players in better position to be successful. I need to mix up the lineup a little better. I don't know why I didn't play Chloe Bibby during this game. She said in later in the interview, which I'm not going to play all of it, but that she didn't play Chloe Bibby because of defense. She was concerned about defense, but yet you see Dantas on the floor. And we all know how that equation works out. Dantas did hit 2 threes. Great job, Dantas. I know it seemed like I'm getting on you, and I'm not. I'm really getting on your coach, because your coach has to put you in a position to be successful. Now, if that's not possible, it is what it is, but it's her job. That's Coach Stephanie White's job to first understand each player. You have to understand your roster, Coach White, and understand what players' strengths are and what their weaknesses are, and try to avoid putting them in those contexts where their weaknesses are more exposed, i.e. Dantas. Why do you put the young lady on the floor in crucial points of the game where you're going to need defense? Who are your best defenders on this team? Let's start there. Who are your best defenders on the team, Coach White? If you want to stop a 22-7 run with a good defensive team, that's on you. You mentioned that the Mystics went on a 22-7 run and that was hard to overcome. No, that's where good coaching comes in. How do you watch a lead evaporate? How do you watch a 15-point lead evaporate? And then you call a timeout when they're in the low single digits. All of these things are on you, Coach White. You have to take personal accountability for it. I'm tired of hearing you talk about the players during these games. You need to talk about what you can do better.